And rolling.
Rolling.
Okay. I have to do part two. Let's go to the slide. So Cann-A-Lab is the name of the company I started. Why Cann-A-Lab? Everything else was taken. The other domains were out there in California and Colorado, snatched them all up. There's nothing to be left. I looked at Cann-A something, it's gone. I looked at Cann-A this, it's gone. I looked at Cann-A-Lab, it's gone. That company's in Massachusetts. What am I going to name my company? I want to have Cann-A-Lab in Florida. How can I have Cann-A-Lab? Everybody's got the name. Well, Cann-A-Lab came because it pronounces Cann-A-Lab perfectly, but I had to use a dash. It's hard as hell to type. C-A-N-A-A-.
I like that better.
Do you?
Yeah.
A stands for analysis. Cannabis Analysis Laboratory. There you go. Cannabis Analysis Laboratory. Cann-A-Lab. I could see the microscope idea. I said to the guys,
Cann-A-Lab do it?
And what? Cann-A-Lab do it? Yeah. I could see the idea of this. I said, I want a microscope and I want a read leaf on the turning. This was my idea. I went to these guys and I said, design this. And then the third thing I had to add is a slogan. We got Cann-A-Lab. What the hell are we going to call it Cann-A-Lab? Well, I watch a lot of TV and I love Samuel L. Jackson. He's kind of a cool guy. He whips out this commercial and says, what's in your wallet? I'm going to rip him off. I'm going to take that what's in your wallet, turn it into what's in your medicine. Because it fits. Cann-A-Lab, what's in your medicine? It is medicine. What's in it? We don't want pesticide. We do want cannabinoid contents. We do want terpene analysis. We don't want solvents left in our extract. These things can be tested for in a laboratory. Now, why me and why Cann-A-Lab? First of all, I have a background in laboratories. 35 years. I've been doing it all. I work in toxicology. Does anybody know what toxicology is? Drug testing. So I do drug testing for a living, and the equipment we use is something called LCMS. It's the most sensitive and specific type of equipment used in laboratory testing. Clifford's an expert at LCMS and runs circles around me. Whenever we look at an LCMS machine, I'm looking at how to run it. He's looking at the inside and say, what do we need to fix? Put the cover back on. I don't want to see that. This is like, I know. I mean, that's too much for me, but it's not for him. He's a PhD clinical chemist. I could run it. He can fix it. So we're a team. And we both love the interaction of the lab. We both know our equipment from our clinical lab business. And we both happen to have a hell of a lot of knowledge about cannabis. So we came together and we're like, yeah, you know it, and I know it, and you know it, and I know it. Let's talk dabs, and we were good. We were buddies. So Clifford and I formed Cann-A-Lab. I actually formed Cann-A-Lab, and Cliff was brought to me by a mutual friend. So he came, I call him my gift from God. My gift from God arrived from a mutual friend. He's like, yeah, I want to do this. He said, let's do it. So let's take the next slide, please. Slide. What is Cann-A-Lab? Welcome to Cann-A-Lab. We are an independent cannabis testing lab. Why independent? We don't work for Trulieve. We don't work for Knox Farm. We don't work for any of these people out there. We'll take their samples, though, and test them and give them a certificate of analysis, and we'll get on to that. Next slide, please. Medical cannabis in the United States. Things are getting better, folks. More and more states are recognizing that cannabis is effective medicine. It used to be in the 1800s. We used to get tinctures. You could buy them over the counter. Some of them had opiates and stuff. There was cannabinoids present in the medicine bottles in the early 19th century. Now, cannabis growers benefit tremendously from cannabis testing, whether it meets state requirements for certifying a product, or it reduces your risk in delivery, and it ensures the delivery of a quality product. Nobody really wants stuff that's contaminated or has pesticides or something like that. Who knows what you're consuming? They tend to say smoking. As we know, smoking is not the only way to consume cannabis. Maybe the most popular way. There's vaping, there's edibles, there's suppositories, there's any way you can think of just about. My mom is a diabetic. She's 77 years old. I love my mom. She has neuropathy, and I'm starting to get a little bit of that myself because I also inherited the diabetes. She saw on my page a cannabis patch. We put the patch on your arm, and over 12 hours, it slowly releases endocannabinoid-containing medicine into your system. And it helps reduce your 5-year pain from neuropathy. My mother says, I'd like to have one of those. I said, you can't have it yet. Our state hasn't really approved that particular kind of marijuana. And we're very much limited right now in the bills of what we see. That's kind of disappointing to all of us who voted for Amendment 2. Because we expect marijuana, and they're giving us something less than that. It's actually processed and diluted marijuana when you're talking about a vape pen or something of that nature. It's not raw cannabis. Raw cannabis is the way to get yourself the right medicine. Why? There's over 1,000 combinations of strains of terpenes and things like that that can be utilized by your caregiver. Why deny them $999 and make them use one, which is marijuana? Okay. As medical cannabis and recreational markets continue to grow, testing will ensure that consumers are receiving accurately labeled products free from contamination. Nobody wants contaminated. Next slide, please. Now, here's where the money comes in. Because medical cannabis is a profitable market. And medical cannabis is now the nation's fastest growing industry, with legal industry bringing in $2.4 billion last year, a 74% increase from the previous year, and an estimated market of $11 billion by 2019. If that's not growth, what is? If all states were to legalize cannabis, projections show the cannabis industry could top the entire organic food industry with a value of over $36 billion. Jeff Sessions, legalize cannabis, give us that money. Okay? This will be a statewide growth. And in Florida alone, I want you to pay attention to this third point. There is absolutely massive potential for growth. And 7 growers can't. Florida is projected 140% growth in 5 years. Just 5 years, we will have 140. No stock market will ever grow 140% in 5 years. Florida's cannabis market is projected to grow 140% in 5 years. Next slide. Amendment 2. Now we get to Amendment 2. Known as the Florida Medical Marijuana Initiative, was approved by 6,496,157 non-felon registered voters, 71.3% of the population. Some people think felons should vote. I agree, maybe they should. It's not in the law yet. So we have to say they are non-felon registered voters. On November 8th, it was also designed to require the Department of Health to regulate. So not only do we vote for it, we gave the Department of Health you got to fix this and put it on the market for us. The legal language was written to explicitly allow medical marijuana to be provided as a treatment with patients with the following specific conditions: cancer, epilepsy, glaucoma, HIV/AIDS, post-traumatic PTSD. That's one of the most popular uses. People with PTSD need cannabis. It helps them balance themselves. Okay, they get balance from that. Crohn's disease, a stomach environment, Parkinson's disease, MS. It's a terrible thing. We all know Montel Williams. He has MS. Yes?
Lower back pain is a muscle.
Lower back pain. I don't see that on there, but some others.
That's the one of the ways.
Some others. Okay, this is really important because this is the one your doctor can say, I'll make that decision, whether or not it benefits you or not. I'll make that decision. What we don't want as an MD is the Board of Health telling us how to practice medicine and making the decision for us, which they're trying to do. Only what the board approves. It's what the doctor approves. The doctor knows best what you need. The board doesn't treat you. Do they? The doctor treats you. Next slide, please. This is one of my favorite slides. Clifford developed this. He's a smart dude. He spelled out cannabis. And he came up with the medical benefits. It's a self-protective. We'll get back to that. Self-protectant, analgesic, neuroprotectant, natural relaxant. A natural relaxant. Yeah, I need some relaxing. Anti-inflammatory, bone stimulant, inhibit cancer growth, and it's a sedative. This can be found on our website, www.Cann-A-Lab.com. You'll see this chart. Now he's added a few things here. These are the terpenes that I talked about. There's pinene, linalool, and limonene. These are smells that occur in cannabis. If somebody's walking around here with a stinky bag, what do you smell? The terpenes, right? The terpenes are what's coming up out of their pocket. Go ahead and change this. This is a little chart. We kind of borrowed it from Leafly, so we give credit to them down here. Leafly, 2014. It's a chart which tells you if you have a certain condition, which might work for you. Fibromyalgia, CBD, CBN, THC, pain and sleep. These are all kind of in the same areas. And it's a nice little chart. Again, can be found on Leafly. Let's go to the next slide. Who we are. Okay, this is my favorite slide because it mentions me, and I am the founder and CEO of Cann-A-Lab. I did this on purpose. I felt like I had a career in lab medicine, so I knew the rules. I've worked in blood bank. They're pretty strict. You will know when you work in blood bank that you must follow the rules. There are no exceptions. So rules are important. Regulations are important. Personnel standards are important. You can't just go, I think I'll run an LCMS next week because I have 5 million, but I'm just not going to afford 4 of them. No. Because you can afford 4 of them, it's not a valid reason to go run an LCMS machine. You have to have training, education, all the things matter. So this is really kind of, I founded it the day after, but I made the LLC effective January 1st. So it is kind of founded in 2017. By me, Cann-A-Lab aims to be the first independently owned and operated medical cannabis analytical research laboratory in South Florida. Are we the first in the world? No. We didn't invent the wheel. Every lab in California is doing the same crap we are. Terpene analysis, residual solvents, it's just like a list. We endeavor to provide superior medicine through superior science and consumer transparency. Consumer transparency means you can see what we're up to. Come and visit us. We will show you the lab. We will show you how we provide things. There is nothing to hide in our business. We encourage and nurture positive patient-caregiver relationships by quantifying strain-specific compounds in medical cannabis through analytical evaluation and genomic research. That's a big sentence. What does that mean? It means that we are going to give your doctor the right combination for whatever treatment on that pie chart you need. And that can only be obtained for the use of raw cannabis flower that has been quantitated. Okay? Quantitated. Terpenes quantitated. The THC content quantitated. The bud is tested for pesticide content. And hopefully it's negative. But I think the state will, and I cannot say for sure, set limits on allowable use of pesticides. They will. Because nobody wants their crop eaten alive by bugs at the end of the business. It took them that long to get it there. If you've ever grown cannabis, you know it's not ready in a week. It's not ready in 2 weeks. Not ready in 4 weeks. It takes like 90 days or more before cannabis matures and you're ready to plug it out. Advanced laboratory testing. Medical cannabis is crucial and irreplaceable, providing patients with only the purest medicine possible, free from harmful contaminants. And we believe an educated patient is a safe patient. So read your label, see that it's pesticide free, you know what your THC and CBD content means. Okay, next slide. Our goal is to be Florida's leading provider of medical cannabis analytical testing and research. Now, we consider, me and Cliff talk about this all the time. I'm going to do the analytical testing side. He's going to do the research side. He's doing research in Alzheimer's disease. The analytical testing side is made to do what? Make money. Yeah, we're going to provide a service, but we're in business to make some money. I'm not going to supply. I mean, I'm not going to lie about that. Frankly, I hope you make a lot of money. Cliff, on the other hand, is a philanthropist. He wants to cure the world for free. Bless his heart, I need the money. So he's going to run the research foundation, which is based on donations. Okay? People want to contribute to Alzheimer's research in cannabis. It's all different. If they need their bud tested and it's going to cost you XYZ, call me. Okay? I'm running the business. He is my lab director, But his focus will be the research, because that's what he wants to do. Yes, ma'am?
Do you plan on developing home test kits just for...
That is a question, but it will never be as sophisticated. It's like a screening test. So you can screen at home. But if you really want a confirmation test, you're going to have to bring it to my lab somewhere.
And now as far as confirmation, are you talking about the exact milligram? Like
Yeah, and LCMS methodology. In other words, I can confirm your screening test with a much more sensitive and specific method.
That's awesome.
Yes. So you field test kits. It's like in toxicology, there's a two-step method of getting a drug test. You have a screen and you have a confirmation. If you screen negative, you don't go to the confirmation process.
Is that one of your plans for your research and development, is to patent something that could be used on an in-home level?
No, I have really no interest in home testing that's not sensitive and specific, like methodologies of LCMS.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. That's lesser stuff. That's stuff you want to do at home, fine. But that's not anything that's going to come into my mind as something I want to implement in Cann-A-Lab. We're above that. We're going to use LCMS methodology. And LCMS methodology cannot be beat in sensitivity and specificity.
Plus, all parts of the plants are different.
All parts of the plants are different.
You can't test
All parts of a brownie is different. Believe it or not, when you make a sheet of brownie,
Yeah.
if you test this corner and the middle and this part over here, you might get different results from the same sheet of brownies. So what we would do is, in that case, we would take a sampling of samples and do an average. We took this one from here, we took this one from here, we took this one from here, and we took 5 samples from your sheet of brownie. And I'm talking about a spectrum of brownies. It doesn't take much to do the test. So we're going to core a little spot here, and that batch gets a certificate, and off it goes to the shelf. And the next batch needs another one done. So there's repeat business in cannabis testing because every batch has to be tested. It's not uniform. It has to be tested. If you want it certified, I have to collect the samples. In other words, Cann-A-Lab comes to you. Because you cannot drop off a bud in my lab and expect me to give you a certificate on where it came from. You know, you could have found that on California and said, this is my bud. Would you test it? I'll give you a certificate, but it won't be guaranteed certificate of analysis. The guaranteed certificate of analysis comes when Cann-A-Lab collects your sample. That means we're out there at your lab, or out at your grow op, or out at your place. My representatives are collecting your specimen, and you guys are going to hold our hands and decide which one it is. You know, if there's 10 plants and you guys want those tested, and my rep is at your door, and we decide we're going to take 2 buds for sampling, we're probably going to mutually decide on which plant we see. If you point to that plant and say, well, on that one, I'm going to tell my bud, now I go around and get the other ones. That's not the one you want to get. If somebody's pointing you out to a plant and say, get that one, because there might be a reason they want you to get that plant. It didn't get sprayed, but the other 9 did. You got that? Yeah, we have 10 plants. 9 of them got pesticide treatments, but 1 didn't.
I think a couple of buds would be sufficient.
I would say a couple randomly selected plants from my people. You don't get to choose which of those 10 plants a couple buds come. My people do. Now you'll agree on it. I don't want to steal your shit. You're going to say, yeah, if my person comes and says, I want this one from that plant and this one from that plant. It's just a random sampling. But we're choosing, not you. That makes a difference. Okay? You agree on which one we're going to take. It's a chain of custody of the specimen. Does anybody understand what a chain of custody means? We watch that sample from the time it's picked up to the time it's brought to the lab, till the time it's logged in, till the time it's tested, till the time it's reported. We follow every part of that. We can't have any breaks in the chain. It has to have a chain of custody with it. Chain of custody is very, very important in generating a certificate of analysis. Next slide. Our services. We've kind of covered some of this. Potency analysis, everybody knows how much THC is in the bud, how much CBD is in the bud, how much THCA. Now, THCA converts under heat to regular THC. So there's various chemicals that are tested. Terpene profile, the smell we talked about, the limonene, the skunk, the pine, things of that nature. All this is either high pressure chromatography, gas chromatography, or liquid chromatography, mass spectrometry, LCMS. LCS is the most costly method. It's the most sensitive and specific, but it takes time. Each injection is 7 minutes, so it limits you on the number of samples you can put through. Gas chromatography is faster. You get more throughput on gas chromatography. Accuracy is pretty similar. Microbial contamination is pretty. You have to know how to do culturing of samples to participate in that. If you don't know your microbial organisms, what good does it do to actually grow stuff? You don't know how to identify it. You have to have a training in microbiology to understand the concept of what this means. There's a fungus that grows. You grow it on agar media. You're streaking plates. You're doing a colony count. If anybody knows how to do this in your specimen, like you do, that part comes easy. Okay? You already know how to do the work. Moisture content analysis, buds have to be between 10 and 12% moisture, or they get moldy or they get dry. They get too moldy or too dry. Hi guys, welcome. Thank you for coming. Welcome. I'm joining me in the talk. Right now we're talking about the different services offered at Cann-A-Lab, or will be offered. Will be is a better term because we are not currently open. Everybody asks me, well, can I get this tested? Not yet. You know, we don't have the regulations. We know they're coming. We don't have a license. I've heard that there's some potential for Cann-A-Lab to get a license. So we're open.
Do you have an idea of pricing for these tests?
No. I have an idea of what the market bears in other states. I can average. Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of that of each one, but I do know about what I should price. And this, keep going up. Do I see pesticides in there? He didn't put it in there. I'll be done. The missing thing here is the most important one of all, pesticide analysis. It's also the most pricey expensive because you have to cover, I don't know, 200, 250 different pesticides. I mean, it's huge. The list, if you go on a TrueLeaves list that they have on the internet, it's quite impressive. You look for it like, wow, did they really test for all of it? Next.
You don't believe they do?
No, I don't believe they do.
No, you don't believe they have sufficient?
They have,
I don't believe they do.
I don't want to get into that, please. I'm not going to get into, I'm not going to say anything more about it. Next, the certificate of analysis. Medical cannabis should be consumed in a manner that does not cause or aggravate health problems. Cann-A-Lab's testing ensures medical cannabis does not contain unhealthy contaminants. Yes, we don't want anything that does not belong in cannabis in our cannabis. That includes spider mite webs, worms. I've seen worm casings and stuff like, where'd that come from? I mean, just strange things end up in your bud. So a macroscopic analysis, we look at it under the microscope. Put that bud in there, take a look at it. Has it got any fuzz, any mold? Does it look kind of weird? Does everything look fine? Does it smell good? I hope so. Every product we test is a multi-step and comprehensive examination analysis that begins with the visual inspection I just described to detect foreign matter and macro contaminants. These are visually seen. Moisture level analysis ensures the proper flowers were cured. We talked about not properly curing can result in mold. The advanced bioanalysis is then performed to determine the medical cannabis's potency, as well as detect any microbes, mycotoxins, heavy metals, pesticides, or residual solids. I haven't talked about heavy metals, but they are in the soil, and cannabis plants suck up stuff from the soil. So if the soil is contaminated and there's arsenic or zinc or anything like that, not zinc is not heavy metal, of concern, but arsenic or something like that, that would be poisonous, then that can be detected. The methodology for that is something called ion-coupled plasma spectroscopy.
You say that one more time, louder?
Ion-coupled plasma spectroscopy.
Oh, that's nice.
It's just ICP. Okay. How about ICP? We do it by ICP. Okay, next. Next slide. All right, so some of the instruments we were talking about. Potency testing, high pressure liquid chromatography, terpene profile, gas chromatography, pesticide screening, LCMS with liquid chromatography, mass spectroscopy, gas chromatography, heavy metal detection, ICP-MS. Oh, we just heard that word, ICP. What's the MS part? Mass spec. Ion coupled plasma spectroscopy, mass spectrometers. Everybody say that 3 times. Okay, moisture content, balance, mycotoxins, or else. Next slide, please. Not all labs are created equal. Why is that? Well, anybody can run a lab, right? Wrong. I guarantee you that stuff is hard. That instrument is tough to learn. The quality control has to be done every day. Documentation has to be in place when you're having an inspection. This all comes from knowledge of how to run a clinical lab, which I've done for 35 years. Quality of instruments, GC through LCMS. GC is faster, LCMS is slower. GC and LCMS have comparable sensitivity and specificity, but LCMS has just a slight edge on you. It can detect the difference of 1 hydrogen molecule in a cell. Personnel standards or proficiency standards. These are clinical lab things. Personnel standards means a guy like me, with a bachelor's degree in lab science, is the minimum requirement to run a laboratory. So if you don't have at least that, you're not going to run a lab in the state. It's a personnel standard. Proficiency testing. That means the state's going to monitor your lab by sending you challenge specimens and you don't know what the answer is. So you run them, and it's an unknown. You write down your result, and you send it back to them, and they give you a grade on this, and this is proficiency testing. Okay? You have to usually get an 80% or better to pass that event. Third party external validation. In hospitals, people like hire the Joint Commission that come in, they validate their hospital. In cannabis testing, there's a company like A2LA that's not the only one out there. Cliff will talk about this. A2LA is a third-party independent verification service. So that means they come to your lab, just like CLIA or a hospital lab, and do an inspection. And your equipment has to be in place, everything has to be clean, you have to make sure that all your protocols are followed, the instruments are maintained, and so on. Cann-A-Lab provides a stringent collection service to ensure sample integrity and chain of custody. You want to have verified pathologists. In the medical world, they send out phlebotomists to go get the blood specimens and bring them back to the laboratory. You get visited by a phlebotomist. That's the word for drawing blood. In the cannabis world, me and Clifford, and we kind of divided and called our names to a person to go into the field as budologists. Okay. Let's hope they can go get buds. Because again, under Amendment 2, it's not looking good. Okay? Raw cannabis, safe products. Raw cannabis, safe products. We both want, we want raw cannabis, and we want safe products. Okay, next slide. And now I get to introduce my laboratory director. And if you can get Cliff on, and I guess I need to text him or something, you can call him, right? Hopefully he answers. He's not answering the phone. There's your text and tell him to get on the phone.
Wait.
I told him soon. Okay. Wait a minute. Is he on?
I just say, what time is it over there? 4:20?
It's an hour.
An hour.
He might be busy. Yeah.
Here.